Next Saturday, Detroit is in the Buff. Good seats are still available. Here's the phone number, 881-4444. That's 881-4444. You can call for tickets.
Fred McNair, just 3 completions, or 2 completions and 3 attempts thus far in the first half.
McNair to throw out of the end zone. Over the middle, got a man open. Oh, big hit that time. It was caught by Thomas Bailey, and then he was leveled on the play by Chuck Winters and lost control of the football.
I mentioned that Chuck Winters played linebacker at the University of Michigan, and that was a Dick Butkus open field-like tackle right there, as Bailey had the ball clearly in his hands, but falling backwards, Winters laid down the lumber, and that was it. Ball loose. So McNair put the ball on the numbers, but then so did Winters.
Slot man is Lamont Cooper. They go short this time. It's caught. This time it is Thomas Bailey as he crosses the 10-yard line, pushed out of bounds as he gets to the 12, maybe the 13 of the Buffalo Destroyers, and that is where they'll mark it, at the 13-yard line. This time he does hang on without taking a big hit.
And I want to correct myself, Jim. I said the Destroyers have had 3 possessions thus far. This is just the 3rd right now. They only had the 1-play kickoff return and then a several-play drive that resulted in the interception by McNair. So this is only the 3rd time the Destroyers have had the football in the first half, and we're under almost 3.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Lamont Cooper will be in the slot and the motion man on the far side. He comes up the line of scrimmage and he forces again another penalty flag as he catches the Detroit Fury moving at the line of scrimmage. It'll be an offside against Detroit. That is twice now that the Destroyers have drawn Detroit offside.
Offside on the defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Results of the foul. First down.
And I believe that they got Troy Senkowitz, the big defensive lineman out of New Mexico State, the rookie, to jump offside the first time, too, Bob. I remember his name getting called twice, or his number getting called twice.
He's like Jerry Kraft, 6'5", 300-pounder out of New Mexico State. As you mentioned, he's a rookie. Once you get ahead of steam going, you're not going to stop.
Lamont Cooper in the slot on the far side. He's in motion. Back to throw McNair. Over the middle. Ball was tipped near the line of scrimmage. He had Cooper wide open at the 15-yard line, but it was tipped by Chuck Levy, who was lined up in his linebacker spot.
Like his counterparts with the Destroyers, Carlos James and Brett Cooper, Chuck Levy is one of those guys that does it on both sides of the ball. Tremendous receiver. You've seen the talents. He's already caught 7 touchdown passes this season. Now stepping up, knocking the ball down. Fine defensive play. Otherwise, it would have been a completion for a first down to Little Lamont.
McNair up to the line of scrimmage. From the 18-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Carlos James on the far side was the motion man. They get it to Lamont Cooper. Quick strike as he crosses midfield and gets into Detroit Fury territory at the 23-yard line.
Another example, that's just a quick flare pass behind the line of scrimmage, and then he gets ahead of steam up with some blockers in front of him. You saw Bailey and James out in front, and he's able to pick up significant yardage. Not enough for a first down, but it gives a little more breathing room for McNair to operate.
It'll make it 3rd and 2.
Destroyers absolutely have to capitalize. We said in the open right now from Fred McNair, you got to score every time you have the football. They haven't been able to do it. They've got to do it now.
Yeah, they do indeed need points. Lamont Cooper in the slot on the near side in motion, wide open on the near side, and enough yardage for the first down, and quickly getting out of bounds is Thomas Bailey as he hauls that one in.
Yeah, Bailey's in his 4th year out of Auburn, and again, we want to reiterate why he's playing primarily. He moved up on the depth chart, the 2nd team, ahead of former quarterback turned wide receiver linebacker Kevin Mason, who, as we mentioned last week, had a bad case of the dropsies. 1 short touchdown drop, another one that he might have had. He did make up for it, though, on that extra point return for a couple of points. But nonetheless, Mason's problems holding on to the football, allowing Bailey more time to play.
Carlos James to the near side, to the far side. Lamont Cooper in the slot, on the move, and headed for the end zone. They go short instead. Pass is caught at the 10-yard line. Still loose and headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo! It is Thomas Bailey, who 3 pass plays ago was rocked hard by Chuck Levy, but it didn't deter him this time from getting into the end zone, and the Destroyers score 6.
In the first half.
Ironically, Levy said that he was going to be determined to get into the end zone, and this is exactly what happened. A big hit by Levy and a 17-yard touchdown reception by Bailey, who was very determined. Good balance there, Jim, to stay on his feet. Diving
is
into the end
reporting as an
zone.
eligible receiver. Number 55 is reporting as an eligible receiver.
So Buffalo now trails by 3 with 1 minute left, so the 1-minute timing rules will now be in effect. Steve McLaughlin is on for the extra point try. And he can pull Buffalo to within 2 if he connects, and it's good. Kevin Mason will be the holder.
Yeah, we have an eligible receiver right now, too. We'll see what happens here.
Snap is good. Kick is up. He missed it to the left. McLaughlin misses the extra point, so it remains a 3-point advantage for Detroit at 16-13. But Thomas Bailey shakes off a big hit and then shakes off tacklers and scores a touchdown.
This is the stuff of legends. Close to majestic Niagara Falls and the historic Battle of Chippewa grounds, Legends on the Niagara is inspired by nature, history, and a tradition of greatness. Come experience this breathtaking 45-hole golf facility featuring 2 championship 18s, Canada's largest teaching and practice facilities, and so much more. Legends on the Niagara, absolutely inspired.
The Newsmakers.
Points that we're not expected to get now, and worry about winning our games at home.
The Experts.
Not only that, a class act. One of the really nice people in the game.
The Analysis.
It's a love story, and it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Fan TV has them all weekdays at 4:30. Why get your sports news anywhere else? Fan TV, Monday at 4:30 on the Empire Sports Network. Well, the Buffalo Destroyers, with a minute remaining in the first half of play, have closed the gap to within 3, thanks to Thomas Bailey. 3 catches on that drive for Bailey. And the scoring drive, 6 plays covering 45 yards. It took a little more than 4 minutes, and a 17-yard touchdown reception for Thomas Bailey.
Showing some great concentration, too, because he got rocked, as we mentioned, on that drive. As Chuck Winters nailed him, but he came back and showed that he wanted the football, and he caught it for the score.
And once again, McLaughlin's kick will not be returnable.
It's because the fans got a hand on it, and it came back out.
So the last 2 times McLaughlin has kicked off, Chuck Winters has not been able to return it. And Detroit now will take over at their own 5-yard line.
You talk about two-way football, Iron Man football. Hey, there's nowhere to run and hide in arena football. This is the play. McNair tossing it, and then it's almost like we had Thomas Bailey mic'd, because that was a big-time hit.
That was a big stick. From the Fury 5-yard line, McNair. Check that. Foggy's pass is knocked down again at the line of scrimmage. And again, it's Jerry Crafts. That's 2 knockdowns now at the line of scrimmage for the Condo.
He is pretty active for that size, and again, it's almost funny because he got his arms up. Actually, I thought it hit him in the chest, but he got his arms up, and he's following the quarterback side. That's one good thing they've got with the front line of the Destroyers. As big as they are, Jim, they can move very quickly. And at 6'7", 355, if he gets ahead of steam, as we talked about, you want to get out of his way.
Robert Flash Gordon to the far side. He will be the motion man. Chuck Levy is in the slot. Winters to the near side. Foggy again stumbling as he's pedaling back to make the pass play. But he does complete it to the near side of the field, as it was Winters who comes up with a catch.
Yeah, but then turnabout fair play. Carlos James, not quite as hard a hit as what was laid on
Timeout, Buffalo.
Bailey by
That's their
Winters,
first charge, timeout.
but he hit him hard nonetheless.
And a timeout down on the field. We have 47 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. It is 16-13, Detroit leading Buffalo.
Guess what milk gives? Be good to yourself wherever you are. Take care of yourself, whatever you do. Be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. Yeah, be good to yourself.
It's up to you to take care of yourself. Milk is there to help. Get what milk gives.
Milk gives.
And we're back, everybody. This Destroyers timeout brought to you by M&T Bank. It's an M&T Bank timeout. M&T, all the banks you'll ever need.
Well, 16-13 as we approach half, and that may be one of the lowest scoring halves we've seen, Jim. Again, the Destroyers have only had the football 3 times. They've scored 2 of the 3 times, but they have an extra point missed.
Bobby, but on that last drive, they took over 4 minutes to get 6.
Yep.
On the other hand, we saw 9 minutes and 20 seconds to get 3 for Detroit on their last drive.
So possessions are critical, especially in this one.
Foggy over the middle, passes a little bit short that time. He had a man running free. It was Chuck Levy, but the pass was about a yard or 2 short, bounced up and hit him in the face mask.
Yeah, there was a little bit of pressure on Foggy that time, but not so much that he couldn't have delivered the football here. He had time to throw. They knocked him out of the pocket a little bit, but he threw kind of off his back foot, underthrew Levy, who was well downfield.
So it'll be an extra, not an extra point, a field goal attempt try, as Brachet will come out again. Inicio Brachet.
Easy for you to say.
Lamont Cooper is back, standing in the end zone near the screens. High snap that time. Brachet's kick is on the way. Cooper watches it. It's left. He will play it off the screen. He has a chance to return it past the 5-yard line up to the 7, and then he is knocked down there by Kelvin Kinney. So Brachet has missed a long field goal attempt and also an opening extra point as well.
Yeah, that was about 57, 58 yards. That was a long attempt. Had the distance, but the ball came off kind of sideways, Jim, and hit off the net. So 38 seconds. We've seen it in the past, Jim. You can score in arena football. The Destroyers have all the timeouts left as well.
The offense for Buffalo back on the field. Introducing magic numbers from the New York Lottery with 6 bonus areas and 4 chances to win up to $500,000 instantly. Maybe some money will magically appear for you. It's magic numbers. In the slot on the far side, Cooper. Quick snap pass. It was a little short that time by Fred McNair. He tried to make the catch at the 15-yard line and couldn't control it, and it fell harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, short-armed it a little bit. Cooper was open, but just a little bit short. And again, I think this is a great opportunity for the Destroyers to get in position at least to try and get a game-tying field goal.
Well, what you'd like to do, Bob, here is you'd like to use up the entire 36 and then put points on the board and walk off the field either in a tie or with a lead if you can get into the end zone.
Yeah, the key to the second part of that equation, getting points on the board.
Exactly. Back to throw. McNair wants to go deep. He's got a man open. Lamont Cooper makes the catch at the 8-yard line, sprints into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Wow. And what do we know about running time off the clock? They went for it in one big play and got it.
Yeah, blew that theory all to heck. 30 seconds still on the clock, but I maintain you want to sit there and put it in there as fast as you can. I believe 33 yards on the touchdown from McNair to Cooper, who split the defense, and the little man proves to be big once again.
Number 65, number 55 are both reporting as eligible receivers.
So Kevin Mason on to hold on the extra point, and is the second touchdown of the game for Lamont Cooper. One, of course, on a kickoff, and the other here on the long pass play from Fred McNair. McLaughlin is on for the extra point try as Buffalo quickly reclaims the lead. And the kick is up, and McLaughlin's got it. It is a 4-point Buffalo Destroyer lead, 30 seconds remaining in the first half. It's the Destroyers 20 and the Furies 16. This is terrific stuff by Lamont Cooper tonight.
Turn on 107.7 WNSA right now. We've got Buffalo's best sports talk morning show. Howard Simon, weekdays 6 till 10. Turn on 107.7 WNSA right now. Sports talk for smart people. Mike Show, afternoons 2 to 6. Turn on 107.7 WNSA right now. Breaking Bills news, top-notch Sabres coverage. Turn on 107.7 WNSA right now. Delivering the sports you want. What are you waiting for? Turn on 107.7 WNSA right now.
Well, Lamont Cooper has got 2 of the scores on the board for the Buffalo Destroyers, and they now have a 4-point advantage over Detroit at 20-16.
Yep, last week he had a touchdown reception, a touchdown run, and a kickoff return. He's got 2 of 3 this week. All he needs to do is run one in, and, you know, we've still got a half of football. I think it could happen. What about you, Jim?
30 seconds remaining in the first half.
Which is still a
long time. Chuck Winters is back to receive on the ensuing kickoff from Steve McLaughlin.
At least one thing we know, it won't be another 9-minute drive by Detroit.
Well, you're right about that. And this one is going to be punched short. And it will not be returned again as it hits on one of the support areas and bounds into the stands. So 3 straight times on kickoffs by McLaughlin, and 3 straight times it has not been returnable. Terrific stuff. Hey, for the latest news on your favorite teams, of course you have to watch Man TV beginning at 4:30. A recap of the weekend's NHL and NBA playoff action. Destroyers head coach Ray Bentley will be on at 5:30 on Monday for the Buffalo Destroyers report. An in-depth look at tonight's contest. Once again, if you want your sports news, it's got to be Fan TV Monday at 4:30. Ricky Foggy back to throw out of his end zone. Wants to go deep. He's got a man running free. It's Levy. He can't make the catch.
I'll tell you right now, he's underthrown him. Now he's overthrown him. And in both times, Corey Johnson had the coverage. And Corey Johnson has to look up and thank his lucky stars because he was badly beaten on the play. With this much time left, meaning very little time, you cannot allow the offensive specialist or receiver to beat you. And clearly, Johnson was beaten on this play. And that one actually went through his hands. I thought it was overthrown, but if you take a look at the play,
right through his hands.
Right through his hands. So the usually sure-handed Chuck Levy just flat out missed the football. Foggy put it there.
To the near side, Winters. Gordon is in the slot on the far side and in motion. Back to throw again. Foggy under pressure. Whips it out. He's got Levy at the 15 across midfield. Down the sidelines and quickly out of bounds as he gets into Buffalo Destroyer territory at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Jason Bratton, the fullback linebacker, had all kind of pressure on Foggy and just got to him. Or I should say Foggy just released the pass in time because Bratton was all over him. And Levy this time wide open, going across the middle, able to pick up big yardage. So, again, they put themselves in a good position just outside the 15-yard line, pretty much the 16.
8 yards.
So 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers for the Detroit Fury, and a chance to recapture the lead before the half. We have 16 seconds remaining until that takes place. Gordon will be the man in motion to the near side. Back to throw. Foggy looking for Gordon. Has him open. Doesn't go that way. He's got a man on the other side of the end zone, and he threw it away.
Oh, he missed him, Jimmy.
Shondell Tucker was running free in the other end zone corner, and he threw it way over his head.
He missed him. Gordon had lined up in the backfield, started in motion, and we'll see it right here. As he cuts, he does an in move, and then he'll break it outside, turns his head. There is no Buffalo Destroyer defender around him. And I think from the Destroyer standpoint, they got to feel pretty lucky because they got away with one right there.
They sure did. Hey, man, why do you think I got the nickname Flash? I flashed open.
And you called Foggy a gunslinger. This last completion he had when he beat Bratton, he threw the sidearm, very much doing what he has to do to make it work.
Gordon in motion to the near side. Penalty marker comes down. Foggy with all kinds of time now tries to take off. And he's going to be hit from behind the line of scrimmage. Breaks through, now throws it, and it's going to be knocked away. A splendid defensive play, Carlos James.
Yeah, and actually a nice play by the receiver for Detroit. Shondell Tucker, who played like a defensive back in that play, almost pulled the helmet off of Carlos James.
Well, the penalty is going to be against the Buffalo Destroyers.
Illegal defense. Number 44 with an outside rush. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
Well, that's Jason Bratton that time with the outside rush.
Yeah, and you can't do that when you start from your linebacker position. He's in the middle of the field and loops to the outside. And when you do that...
Well, he was pushed to the outside right there. That wasn't his fault. And then he comes back into the play.
Yeah, he did stay with the play. What this does, though, is allow them another field goal attempt. There's 1.4 seconds remaining until the half. And Brochet's going to try one right here.
And whistle stop the play. So the Destroyers try to ice Braget. He's already missed one field goal, although it was a long one. But he has an extra point miss as well. M&T Bank timeout. M&T, all the bank you'll ever need. But this has been a low-scoring game. I mean, we've seen both teams with long drives. And you know what? The 30 seconds, they have used up almost the entire 30 seconds on this drive as well.
They have. What the point of contention, I think, that Ray Bentley's going to have at his halftime speech to his team is giving the Fury chance after chance to connect, because this is what's happened. The Destroyers have made the defensive stops necessary, Jim, and then because of a penalty here and there, they've allowed the drives to continue. There shouldn't be a 1.4 seconds on the clock. They should be out of the half, but because of the penalty, they get another shot here.
Hey, fans, we want to remind you of a group of 10 or more Destroyer fans. You can call 881-4444 for more information on group outings with the Buffalo Destroyers. Again, the number, 881-4444. And now another stoppage of play.
That's Buffalo's third and final timeout.
So Ray Bentley stalling as much as he possibly can, trying to ice Braget.
Is that a new drink, the iced Braget?
I'm not touching it, I can tell you that. And as you would probably figure out, Bob, this is an M&T Bank timeout.
I'm right there with you.
I know you are.
You know, Ray, it's nice to see Ray Bentley having a little bit of smiles, but like I said, I think he's going to have some words for the guys, because penalties have definitely been a factor in this game thus far. What he can smile about is the fact that he's got a 4-point lead right now. That may change in a moment if Braget is able to make this field goal, which I believe is going to be about 28 yards, but they have to cut down on those penalties, because otherwise I think the defense, you'd have to give them credit. They've been out on that football field a long time in this first half. Time of possession is just dramatically have to be in favor of the Fury.
4-point Destroyer lead. Detroit trying to cut into that right now. We have 1.4 seconds, should be the last play here in the first half. Good snap. Placement is good. Kick is up. Did he get it? I couldn't tell. No, he missed it to the left. It went over the upright areas where the screens are. It was difficult from our vantage point to see if it was good or not.
Field goal is no good. Wide left.
There you go. Well, in Buffalo, that's a lot better than wide right. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, the kicking problems for the Fury continue. Again, J.R. Jenkins, the original kicker for this football team a year ago, poor through the first 2 preseason games, Jim, and including the opening loss to Grand Rapids. He's released. They bring in Braget. He missed an extra point last week. He's missed an extra point today and 2 field goal attempts. Otherwise, the Fury have the lead. So their kicking woes continue.
All right, let's quickly head downstairs. Buffalo 20-16 over Detroit at the half. And here is Double B Vermonte Bryant.
Thank you, Jim. Joined by the head coach, Ray Bentley. Ray, strange first half. They had an 11-play drive, 9 minutes. First of all, have you ever seen anything like that?
No, it doesn't seem like arena football the way those drives are lasting. But that's good defense by us, not allowing them to throw it over our heads, making them earn everything down the field. So we want to keep doing that.
But sustaining their drive, some by penalties by you guys. Is that something you got to address at halftime?
Yeah, we've made too many mistakes in that regard, but we've also come back and made some plays, particularly that last drive. Fred called that play, had Lamont, he knew he had it there. We took that one, and that was big points for us right there.
You said you were going to use some short passes here, but that opened up and you let Fred take a shot there?
Yeah, and we started out with the short ones, and we got them creeping up a little bit, and that's creating room down the field. So we'll mix it up pretty good the second half, too.
Thanks, Ray.
All right, thanks a lot.
Head coach Ray Bentley. Right now, we're going to take a break, but when we come back, we go to the studios of the Empire Sports Network. Jim Basco will have an Empire Sports Report update right after this quick timeout.
This is my bank.
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 If you're looking for a bank that's everywhere you are, this is your bank. M&T.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a house. I would buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy you love. If I had $1 million,
$100. New York Lotto. Hey, you never know.
What does it mean to be a member of Independent Health? It means you have more power to manage your health care. Because now, every Independent Health member has vision benefits that include coverage for eye exams, lenses, even frames. So now you have more options for better eye care. Vision coverage from Independent Health, giving you the choice and control you expect from the quality coverage you depend on.
Like every mother, I'm concerned about my family's health. Are they eating and drinking the right things? We've switched from drinking tap water with all those chemicals to spring water, pure, natural Mayer Brothers spring water with fluoride.
It's important that growing children have fluoride in their diet to help develop strong and healthy teeth.
Mayer Brothers spring water with fluoride comes in sport bottles, gallons. Jason, don't drink out of the bottle.
Sorry, Mom.
And home delivery for our kitchen cooler.
Make it Mayer, naturally.
Jim Baskell back in studio with this halftime sports report update. Arena pigskin as Tampa at Carolina. Canal Maynard right there. Second quarter Storms. Darrell Lane in from 3 yards out. Cobras still ahead 17-7. Still in the second. First and goal. Shane Stafford. Lawrence Samuels hook up off the screen. It's good. Literally off the screen, not a screen pass. 24-17, Carolina that playing the third. New York fresh off their win over Buffalo in Indy on this night. Firebirds huddle up, looking to do some things on offense. Shovel pass the way of Eddie Brown has them on the board. This one in the second with Indiana up top 6 at 20-14. Other action on this evening from Arena Football. Halftime has Jersey up 10 on Orlando. 10-point spread also from the Windy City with Chicago up top in the second on Grand Rapids. LA in Dallas, that's scoreless, just underway in the first. Other games have Arizona and San Jose home to Toronto and Georgia this evening.
And welcome back, everybody. The Palace of Auburn Hills, where Buffalo Destroyers have a 4-point lead over the Fury of Detroit. Jim Brinson, Bob Trimble down on the field as Double B, Bermonte Bryant. Bobby, this was a strange first half of Arena Football. I don't think I've ever seen a drive last over 9 minutes, and we saw Detroit pull that one off, and then Buffalo came back with a drive that was over 4 minutes long.
They really did, and we're going to take a look at the highlights right now of an exciting but low-scoring first half of football here in Detroit. We begin with Ricky Foggy, a couple-yard touchdown run right here, untouched. The extra point, however, is missed, just 6-0. The ensuing kickoff goes to a young guy by the name of Lamont Cooper, and Cooper says, I'm taking this one. 52 yards, his second kickoff return for a touchdown this season, second in 2 weeks. Extra point is good, it's 7-6. But the Fury are going to come back with another touchdown. Chuck Levy, his 8th touchdown reception of this season. Foggy crossing pattern, and he will dive and spin into the end zone. 13-7, the extra point good there, Detroit. We're going to go to the second quarter right now. And Thomas Bailey, after getting rocketed by Chuck Winters, comes back, and he dives into the end zone as well. Great balance right there, 17 yards, 16-13, and then the Destroyers take the lead right here. Just before they have 38 seconds to go, McNair to Lamont Cooper, 33-yard touchdown, 20-16, Destroyers, after 2 more of his field goals by Ignacio Brachet. Just love saying that name.
I know you do. Well, it's easier than Julio Iglesias. It's a 4-point lead for the Buffalo Destroyers. When we come back, we'll give you the first half statistical information after this.
Are you in the market for a mid-size car? Why go anywhere else? GM's giant, Jim Ball, has over 500 mid-size cars available. Buick Century starting at $16,699 or lease for an unbelievable $299 a month. Buick Regals, Pontiac Bonnevilles, Pontiac Grand Prix, Buick LeSabres, or how about a 2002 Pontiac Grand Am, only $14,129 or lease for only $229 a month with 0 down. Why go anywhere else?
On behalf of the doctors and associates at Buffalo MRI, I'd like to thank both Western New York and Canada. Because of your support, we've recently added a new cutting-edge technology. Our multi-slice spiral CT is the most advanced scanner in Western New York. For 10 years, you've relied on us for your MRI needs. Now, count on us when you need a CT.
Rely on Buffalo MRI.
This
my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
If you're looking for a bank that's everywhere you are, this is your bank. M&T.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a house. I would buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy you love. If I had $1 million.
Saturday's lotto jackpot is $15 million. New York Lotto. Hey, you never know.
20-16, the Destroyers lead the Fury here at halftime at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Let's quickly check out the statistical information for you right now. And you see here in the first half, Bobby, it's very strange the way this game has played out so far.
You wouldn't know it by the numbers here because it looks as though they're fairly even, but time of possession is incredible in favor of the Fury. But the turnovers, the one turnover in the football game, the Fred McNair interception, is first of the season in 3 games.
And you can always know when things are kind of wacky when penalties are taking place. And we did see lots of penalties by both teams here in the first half of play.
Yeah, we really did. But we also, there they are, the Destroyers with 7 for 46, Fury with 5 for 25. Again, those 7 penalties helping to keep Fury drives alive. And I think furious might be the word for Ray Bentley at halftime about it.
I agree with you 100%. Just about ready to get the second half underway. Don't go anyplace, everybody. You're watching on Empire and listening on WNSA 107.7.
Like every mother, I'm concerned about my family's health. Are they eating and drinking the right things? We've switched from drinking tap water with all those chemicals to spring water, pure, natural Mayer Brothers spring water with fluoride.
It's important that growing children have fluoride in their diet to help develop strong and healthy teeth.
Mayer Brothers spring water with fluoride comes in sport bottles, gallons. Jason, don't drink out of the bottle.
Sorry, Mom.
And home delivery for our kitchen cooler.
Make it Mayer, naturally.
What does it mean to be a member of Independent Health? It means you have more power to manage your health care. Because now, every Independent Health member has vision benefits that include coverage for eye exams, lenses, even frames. So now you have more options for better eye care. Vision coverage from Independent Health, giving you the choice and control you expect from the quality coverage you depend on.
So you've thought about going to the dentist. Sounds like you need to go now. Well, here's the plan. It's called Patriot. With the Patriot Dental Plan, you'll receive a free dental exam, free x-rays, and up to 60% off all your dental fees. Plus, here's the best part. Patriot will let you try their dental plan free. The Patriot Dental Plan. We take the pain out of the cost of going to the dentist. Call today for more information.
The Newsmakers.
Points that we're not expected to get now and worry about winning our games at home.
The experts.
Not only that, a class act. One of the really nice people in the game.
The analysis.
It's a love story, and it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Fan TV has them all weekdays at 4:30. Why get your sports news anywhere else? Fan TV, Monday at 4:30 on the Empire Sports Network. It is 20-16. Halftime just about ended here for the Arena Football League between the Destroyers and the Fury. Let's go down to the field and double B. Bramante?
Well, coming out in the second half, Jim, obviously Ray Bentley's team defensively wants to continue what it did, at least starting late in the first quarter, and that's putting pressure on Foggy in the first half, at least in the first quarter. That was not happening. They had some bad penalties, but as you can see here, they got pressure on them, some big hits, and they lucked out a little bit defensively. Foggy made some bad passes that could have turned into big plays. plays. But if they can keep this type of pressure on them and maybe keep them from holding the ball 7, 8, 9-minute drives, the Destroyers should be in good shape here. Back up to you guys in the booth.
Mermani, thank you very much. And you're absolutely right. I mean, let's face facts here. This is a 4-point game, Bobby, and this is a low-scoring game, Arena Football League style.
It really is. Let's take a look at the quarterbacks, the respective quarterbacks in this football game and how they've been doing. Fred McNair, an efficient, again, 8 of 12, 140 yards, a couple of touchdowns. That gives him 10 for the season. Meantime, Ricky Foggy's already thrown 24 passes because of that time of possession. 11 of 24, 139 yards, and he has a single touchdown. So McNair a little more efficient. The Destroyers, the little bit that they've had the football, they're making the most of it. Receiver-wise, Lamont Cooper, the offensive specialist for the Destroyers, 5 catches, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chuck Levy, the wide receiver defensive back, the two-way player, he has 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touch. So the numbers are pretty similar for the key receivers. Time of possession, though, 20 minutes for Detroit, just under 10 for the Destroyers.
Off the screen, Lamont Cooper's got it out to the 5-yard line. As he crosses the 5 up to about the 7, he gets corralled right there, and that is where the Buffalo Destroyers will take over with their first offensive possession in the second half.
Destroyers deferring. They won the kickoff, remember, Jim, and they wanted the ball to start the second half, build some momentum, and even though they don't have great field position right here, they have to be what Fred McNair said in the open, score every time they have the football. Even if that means a McLaughlin field goal, they cannot afford to waste time, especially with so few possessions in the first half.
Eddie Brown all the way to the far side. Cooper is the motion man in the slot. On the near side, they run the football this time. They try to get something going. Quick little handoff. Jason Bratt scoots past maybe the 10-yard line and finally is forced out of bounds there as Torrand James from North Carolina A&T, first-year player in the Arena Football League, runs him out of bounds.
Bratton, one of Ray Bentley's favorite players, another one of the All-Stars brought in here in the offseason, 6'1", 255-pound fullback out of Grambling. He's a 4-year pro, and he can catch the football as well. He's a great blocker, and he loves to carry the football. You don't do it a lot in Arena Football as a back, but when he gets a chance, he's pretty solid.
McNair to throw, wants to go deep, pump fake, now lets it go. Got Lamont Cooper at the 10-yard line. Cooper with 2 men to beat, waits for his blocker. There's the block. Cooper finally is hauled down from behind. At about the 7-yard line of the Detroit Fury once again. The pump fake by McNair and the great pass protection on the offensive line gave McNair and Cooper to make that play happen.
I thought we had super slow-mo in real time because Lamont Cooper on this play very alertly waits for a blocker to come down in the person of number 8, Eddie Brown, but Eddie misses the block, and so Cooper doesn't pick up any more yardage, but he had all day. It was a nice, very smart move by Lamont Cooper that could have resulted in 6 if Eddie could have gotten any kind of a block.
McNair quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. Lamont Cooper will be in motion on the near side. They operate from the 7-yard line. Motion at the line, no flag. Short pass, and it hit Carlos James on the shoulder pad. He didn't have his head turned at about the 5-yard line. He could have walked into the end zone, but he didn't turn his head around quick enough to make the catch.
Yeah, he simply didn't turn around fast enough, and therefore it hit him in the shoulder or the helmet. He almost had another freeze motion offsides penalty, though, against Detroit. They were able to get back in time, but they weren't, so you've got a 2nd down and goal at the 7-yard line. James would like to have that one back. He just wasn't ready to receive the football.
Eddie Brown, the wide receiver on the near side. Lamont Cooper's in the slot on the near side. Quick snap, McNair looking. Slant pattern over the middle. Touchdown, Buffalo. It's Eddie Brown.
Eddie said, okay, I missed the block for you, Lamont. How about letting me try and make up for it? And he just did that. A 7-yard touchdown on the slant. And Eddie Brown, the only original Buffalo Destroyer player from that first ever training camp, one of the toughest pound-for-pound players in the league. And,
number 65.
Big hit award each year is given to a player in honor of Eddie Brown.
Well, it's 26-16 as Buffalo breaks out to a 10-point lead. They can add another point if the extra point is good here by McLaughlin. Mason is the holder on the snap. Low snap. Mason corrals it. It's down, it's up, and it's good. McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. 27-16, the Destroyers open up the second half of play with a nice drive that results in a touchdown by downtown Eddie Brown.
Every doctor involved in your health care is important, including your radiologist.
At Buffalo MRI and CT, your study will be read by doctors with advanced training in neuro, orthopedic, and abdominal radiology. Buffalo MRI and CT is on the cutting edge of radiological technology using spiral CT, high-field MRI, and open MRI.
Let our expert radiologists take care of you.
Rely on Buffalo MRI.
Who's got a $5 bill? You got one, man? Do me a favor, take this pen, write your name on that $5 bill, your initials. Perfect. 1, 2. Whoa. A magic number is instant gain from New York Lottery. Go ahead, scratch it. Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you put your briefcase there for me? It's cool, I promise. The magic numbers card goes in. Here we go. Check it out. That's 500 grand. Now, you know how I know it's yours? Because look, amongst the hundreds, look, it's a $5 bill with your name on it, man. See that?
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank. If you're looking for a bank that's everywhere you are, this is your bank. M&T.
Hey, I'm emailing your wedding pictures right now.
Cool. Kelly, Bob's emailing the wedding photo.
Oh, great. Oh, honey, come take a look.
And one special shot from your bachelor party.
Download photos in a snap.
Michael!
Adelphia PowerLink. Sign up for PowerLink now and get 3 months for only $19.95 a month. Or install it yourself and get an extra month free. Adelphia PowerLink. It's life wide open.
27-16, the Destroyers on top of Detroit. Ensuing kickoff just about ready to get on the way. Winters is back to receive. For the Fury, they go for the onside kick. Does Buffalo. Ball is loose. Picked up, however, by Torrey Hunter at the 5-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers, and he runs it in for a touchdown, Detroit.
Well, Torrey Hunter has been Johnny on the spot defensively.
Recovered for a touchdown.
For Detroit, because he's also the man that picked off the interception in the first half of Fred McNair, but an onside kick that actually bounded Jim off the helmet of one of the Destroyers before 10 yards. It's a live football, and Hunter able to get it, and I don't know. I know they were trying to fake him out, but I question that in a close game.
Brashear now is on for the extra point try. He's missed 2 field goal opportunities and an extra point in tonight's contest. And this one is missed as well, as he missed it right that time. Now you'll see it bounce right here. It is touched and then right into the hands right there of Hunter. Hunter will run it in, and just like that, Detroit gets 6.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a house. I would buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a love. If I had $1 million.
Saturday's Lotto jackpot is $15 million. New York Lotto. Hey, you never know.
Are you in the market for a midsize car? Why go anywhere else? GM's giant, Jim Ball, has over 500 midsize cars available. Buick Century starting at $16,699 or lease for an unbelievable $299 a month. Buick Regals, Pontiac Bonnevilles, Pontiac Grand Prix, Buick LeSabres, or how about a 2002 Pontiac Grand Am? Only $14,129 or lease for only $229 a month with 0 down. Why go anywhere else?
Well, now it's a 5-point Buffalo lead. It's 27-22, and head coach Ray Bentley second-guessing himself, I'm sure, after he went for the onside kick. Now on the ensuing kickoff after the Fury touchdown, it's Lamont Cooper with a chance to play it off the net, and he does. From the back of the end zone, Cooper to the 5 to the 10. Cuts it back up the middle of the field, breaks free. Cooper, one man to beat, he does. Lamont Cooper, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Can you say, don't blink again?
Man, oh man, is he having a sensational game.
The Smallest man on the field, 5'7", 170-pound.
65 and 55 are reporting as eligible receivers.
Out of Wayne State in Nebraska, Lamont Cooper in his 6th Arena Football League season, his 2nd kickoff return for a touchdown this evening against Detroit, 3rd of the season. And just like that, after a mistake by the Destroyers on the onside kick, he gets it right back for them. 58 yards, as long as the one that he had a week ago.
He is just too much fun. That means McLaughlin is on for the extra point try, and just like that, the Destroyers do not get burned on the offensive or on the onside kick that they attempted, which went for naught and went for 6 points just a moment ago because of Lamont Cooper as he gives Buffalo another lead.
Need the right tools? Tour Premium Golf Clubs from Precept. The perfect tools for the job. After spending 65 years perfecting the golf ball, this was inevitable. Precept. It's what's inside that makes a winner.
All right, everybody, we're back. Palace of Auburn Hills, and the Buffalo Destroyers now back to a comfortable lead of 34-22 over Detroit.
Destroyers wanting to get off to a good start in the second half. That's why they deferred to get the ball in the second half, and they do it. A big guy, the little guy that makes the big plays, that's Lamont Cooper. The first drive of this second half, and Lamont Cooper with a 33-yard reception wide open from his quarterback, Fred McNair, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But let's be honest, the Buffalo Destroyers thus far, depending on their offensive specialist to do the job, and he has delivered magnificently.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say there won't be an onside kick here. I think Ray Bentley has learned his lesson on the last one.
Yeah, I'd be just more than a little surprised if they tried that right now.
Winters is back to receive. McLaughlin drills it. Off the screen, Winters bobbles it in the end zone, now collects it. Straight up the field he goes, now breaks through the outside, but he's going to get to the 10-yard line and maybe to the 11, possibly the 12. No, they will move it back to the 11-yard line is where the Detroit Fury will begin this offensive series.
You mentioned they wanted to get off to a strong start. First possession, it's McNair, 33 yards to a wide open Lamont Cooper. Buys his time, tries to get a block, eventually doesn't get it from Eddie Brown, but Eddie Brown delivers with a 7-yard touchdown reception. And then just a moment ago, Lamont Cooper, 58 yards, 8 yards deep in the end zone. His second return for a touchdown today. That's 3 total touchdowns in this game, and the Destroyers have a 34-22 advantage.
Well, it's up to Ricky Foggy and company now to get things going again for the Detroit Fury. Foggy back to throw under some pressure, rips it off the far sideline. A diving, sprawling Chuck Winters. Does he maintain possession as he was riding into the boards? He does. It is a very nice catch on the far side by Winters.
And if you don't know the rules of arena football, you can be touching the board, the padded area, as you make the reception, and perfectly fine as long as your feet are in bounds and his feet were clearly in. It was just a matter if he had possession. And that's great concentration because you know you're going to fly face first into the boards. And Winters is not afraid of contact with the ball carrier or with the wall.
3 receivers now to the far side. It is Chuck Levy who will be in the slot and in motion and now brings it to the near side of the field. Foggy back to throw, wants to go over the middle. He goes to the short man. It's Robert Gordon with the catch, cross the 15-yard line, and then brought down hard at about the 13 of the Buffalo Destroyers.
Corey Johnson said hello in a big way because Gordon was getting slowed down by a couple of tacklers that had his ankles, and then Johnson came up and gave him a good shot. And again, that's what you want. You want the receiver to know that, yeah, if he makes the catch, he's going to pay a price some way, usually physically. And the Destroyers are a much better football team tonight defensively than they've been over the first 2 weeks of the season. Again, they average a league-leading 60 points given up a game through the first 2.
Well, we have 7:56 to go here in the third quarter, and it's 34-22, Buffalo leading Detroit.
Gordon has 5 catches for 54 yards in this game after having just 4 catches in each of the first 2 games. So the design by Miles Davis and the offense, Jim, to get him the football more is working because Foggy's having time to do it.
We got an equipment problem. It's Corey Johnson doing a little maintenance work on his helmet. Now he puts the hat back on and straps in.
A year ago, Lamont Cooper led the Arena Football League in average total yards per game with 247, and right now, Lamont Cooper already has 251 yards of total offense in this game.
We're far from
Fury, as a team, used to have 150. We're
far from finished. Foggy to throw over the middle. It's going to be too short. He wanted to go to Chuck Levy that time, but the pass was bouncing around in front of him, and Dwayne Carpenter had Levy covered very well.
I'll ask you this. What do you think of Dwayne Carpenter? I think he's making sure that people aren't going to get around him.
He's been pretty solid so far, but that time Foggy had some pressure, and he didn't let that pass go very well. But Carpenter so far has put on a couple of big hits, and he's been solid defensively.
Yeah, he's a cover man, but he also knows where the ball is at. He positions himself very well, as we mentioned, with the Brigade in AF2 last year, 8 interceptions.
7 minutes to go, third period. Buffalo with the lead at 34-22. Second and 10 from the 13-yard line. Into the end zone. Touchdown. It's Chuck Levy. Ricky Foggy, no problems that time, as he puts it on a string and drills Levy in the numbers in the right-hand corner.
Corner route that Levy was able to beat Corey Johnson on. And again, when you know where you're going, you go to that point. 13 yards. Johnson, pretty good coverage, but the ball was perfectly thrown. Foggy led him right into the corner. He didn't have a lot of room to throw that football either.
Al Brachet now is back on for the extra point try.
He's missed 2 already, right?
Yes, he has.
And 2 field goals.
And 2 field goal attempts. Kick is on the way, and he got that one. So just like that, the Detroit Fury have closed the gap now. It's a 5-point game with 6:08 to go, 34-29. Double B, Vermonte Bryant will be down on the field. We'll be chatting with him in just a little bit. In fact, he's ready right now, so let's chat, Double B.
Well, we are down here right outside the end zone, and we have 2 Buffalonians, or at least 1 Buffalonian. No, 2 Buffalonians. Well, this is Bruce Tabashnik, his son Andrew. Andrew has the Bills jersey, the Sabres hat. Now, Andrew was born here in Detroit, but Bruce is an Olean native, and what brought you to Detroit? And you still have a connection, obviously, to Western New York.
Well, I keep asking myself, what brought me to Detroit? I should be back in Buffalo, but I watch Umpire Sports Network. Andrew has become a Bills fan, a Buffalo Bison fan. We're just there. Also, most importantly, an Empire fan. And we love the Destroyers, especially what they're doing tonight.
Well, right now, the Destroyers and the Fury are in a close game. Bruce and Andrew, thanks for joining us, and enjoy the game. Back up to you guys. And Bob, I should add that Bruce is an Ohio University alum.
Wow. And we got to love that.
There you go.
Go Bobcat.
The old Bobcat. Lamont Cooper again out of the end zone. This time he's going to be knocked down as he gets to the 15-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers.
He can't return every one back, Jim. You know, I think he's got to make it a little easier for everybody.
I'm telling you, to think every time he touches it, it's going to go for 6. It's just been an incredible offensive display tonight by Lamont Cooper.
We talked about the possessions in the first half, Jim. The Destroyers had the football 4 times total in the first half, and only 3 drives, because the one was the kickoff return on 1 play. They've already had, this is the 3rd time they've had the football this half, so the time of possession, things like that, working more in the way of the Destroyers the second half.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, and they were going to run the football that time, but there was movement on the line of scrimmage, so this play will be stopped before it really gets going as the penalty markers hit the turf.
Yeah, Eric England, I believe, was offsides for the Fury and then lipped off to the official, so it should be 2 fouls as he was going up against Eric Miller.
And the discussion now ensuing. You know what? After this game, you guys come over to my house. I've got a couple of... Oh, no, that's not probably what they're talking about. I thought they were talking about having a couple of cold ones.
Yes, sir.
But it is a long discussion, Bob.
Yeah, it is. I think it's...
Where's Vermonte?
How much yardage they're going to mark off? I think both penalties are against Detroit. Double B's hanging out with the Buffalo guys.
He is. Here's Riley Johnson.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Disconcerting. Yelling the snap count, number 99. That penalty is declined. We have encroachment on the defense, number 2. That penalty is accepted. 5 yards. It's going to be 1st down.
that for 5 yards, huh?
I guess so. That was pretty good explanation, though. Hey, now New York Lotto gives you 2 games for $1. So for 2 chances to win millions, visit a lottery retailer and play Lotto today. New York Lotto. Hey, you never know.
Troyce and Kawitz. Did you hear that? Yelling out the snap count. So he can't do that. Nice try, though.
McNair up under center. Back to throw, has plenty of time. Going over the middle, got his man, knocked away at the last moment. It was intended that time for Thomas Bailey, and Hunter made a solid defensive play that time on Bailey to make that go for naught.
Boy, he is the defensive player of the game thus far as the Detroit Fury. Torrey Hunter already has an interception. He has a fumbled kickoff attempt by the Destroyers, and now a nice pass defense right there against Thomas Bailey. So the young man, Torrey Hunter, out of Washington State, another of the 6 rookies on the football team, Jim.
Oh, those Washington State Cougars.
Didn't a guy named Bledsoe go there, too?
I think so. I think he had success. This pass is caught. That's who is Lamont Cooper, breaking tackles again as he crosses the 15-yard line. Finally brought down by 3 blue shirts at the 12-yard line of Detroit.
I can't emphasize enough how he holds on to that football, Jim. He wraps his hands around the football every time he has it. I'm going to have to take a check on the statistics in terms of his career in the Arena Football League. How many times he's fumbled the ball because he just will not let you get it away from him. It's a great trademark of a receiver to know how to hang on to the football.
Brett Cooper to the near side. Lamont Cooper in the slot on the far side, as is Thomas Bailey. It's tipped at the line of scrimmage and intercepted. Eric Herron has it. Breaks a couple of tackles and finally dragged out of bounds as he crosses the 21-yard line of Detroit. So just like that, the Destroyers were going in for a score similar to what took place last week when Fred McNair fumbled the football. This time the pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage and intercepted by Herron. 34-29, Buffalo leads. We're coming right back after this.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a house. I would buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, I'd buy you love. If I had $1 million.
Saturday's Lotto jackpot is $15 million. New York Lotto. Hey, you never know.
Well, it's 34-29. Buffalo out in front of Detroit. And Fred McNair now has tossed 2 picks tonight, although that one was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he hadn't thrown an interception in 42 attempts this season through the first 2 games. He's got 2 today, and now the pressure is squarely on the shoulders of his defense to help him stop the Fury offense.
Under 3 minutes to go. There was movement at the line of scrimmage that time, and I believe it's going to go against Detroit. I think one of the guys on the offensive line got out of his stance too quickly.
Before the snap, false start, number 92, 5 yards, still second down.
Well, that's Eric England once again, the rookie out of Texas A&M with some movement prior to the snap of the football.
Fred McNair is one guy, though. He's not a rookie in this league. He's going to bounce back. You see the penalties right now. 6 for the Destroyers, and now the Fury have overtaken him with 7. And they have been a factor in the football game.
Yes, they have.
Especially in that first half when the Destroyers kept drives alive for the Fury.
Foggy back up under center. He's got Grobstein to the far side. In the slot is Robert Flash Gordon. He streaks down the middle. Instead, they go short. Pass is caught. Winters has it across the 20-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers and finally corralled at the 19 there. Kevin Mason in on the stop along with Brett Cooper for Buffalo.
Yeah, he also used a nice block or pick from the official because the Destroyers defensive back had no opportunity to make the tackle almost at the point of the reception because the official happened to be in the way. And I guess no penalty on there. The play continues, so if you have to throw the pinstripe guy out of the way, I guess that's what you do.
Well, a couple of Detroit Pistons are in the house. Chucky Atkins, who's played a big-time reserve role along with John Barry for the Pistons.
Chuck Winters makes the catch, and Brett Cooper unable to make the tackle initially because the official was in the way. And, hey, you know, you use what you can. And he's already caught 4 balls for 36 yards. So Foggy's been strong.
They have a measurement for the first down, and they do indeed have it. So at the 19-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers, the drive stays alive for Detroit. Aaron sales and lease purchases. Lowest prices guaranteed. You can always contact them at 1-877-722-7667 for a location near you. 1-877-722-7667. Aaron sales and lease purchases. On the far side, Gordon the motion man. Foggy under pressure, rolls to the near side, now has to run and gets run out of bounds by Kevin Mason. Might have picked up 2 on the play, and that is it.
Hate to keep harping on it, but that idea, again, of scoring every time you have the football and not making mistakes. Ironically, the most veteran of the arena football players on the Destroyers, which is quarterback Fred McNair, has made a couple of big ones tonight, the interception, although a lot of times I can't fault the quarterback on a tip pass. That ball seemed to hang up there in an amount of time, and Eric Herron made the pick. But nonetheless, the pressure again is on the defense to try and stem the tide of the Fury, because it's not that big of a lead. The Fury would take the lead if they could score.
The motion man is Winters. Foggy back to throw under some pressure into the end zone and into the hands of the fullback coming out of the backfield. That is Torrin James, and he couldn't hang on. It hit him right in the hands. You know what? It went through some traffic, Bob, and the ball may have been tipped just enough.
It went through the hands of number 48, Derek Chachere.
Oh, Kevin Mason got a piece of it, too.
Chachere and Mason, of course, we know Mason had troubles, as did everybody really last week, catching the football, but I think they disrupted not only the ball a little bit, but the vision. No question, no question, that and the vision of Winters in the end zone. So at least they're going to the football. They're reading the quarterback's eyes pretty well.
On the 17, 3rd down and 8 to go for a first down to keep the drive alive. Foggy under pressure. Now lets it fly. He's got his man at about the 5-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers.
Again, the presence of mind of Ricky Foggy, 36 years young, holding on, backpedaling, even though it makes a longer pass for himself, giving himself time and giving his receivers time to get open, and he just gunslung it right in there, and that's a first down.
Ty Grovestein with a catch out of Wisconsin Whitewater. I have no idea where Wisconsin Whitewater is located.
Are you in the market for a mid-size car? Why go anywhere else? GM's giant, Jim Ball, has over 500 mid-size cars available. Buick Century starting at $16,699 or lease for an unbelievable $299 a month. Buick Regals, Pontiac Bonnevilles, Pontiac Grand Prix, Buick LeSabres, or how about a 2002 Pontiac Grand Am, only $14,129 or lease for only $229 a month with 0 down. Why go anywhere else?
Who's got a $5 bill? You got one, man? Do me a favor. Take this pen, write your name on that $5 bill. Your initials. Perfect. 1, 2. Whoa. A magic numbers instant game from New York Lottery. Go ahead, scratch it. Hey, could you do me a favor? Could you put your briefcase there for me? It's cool, I promise. The magic numbers card goes in. Here we go. Check it out. That's 500 grand. Now, you know how I know it's yours? Because, look, amongst the 100, look, it's a $5 bill with your name on it, man. See that?
Is not having your high school diploma keeping you from making the kind of money you deserve? With Professional Career Development Institute, you can earn your high school diploma at home, at your own pace, without ever setting foot inside a classroom. Earn your high school diploma or choose from any one of the career opportunities listed on your screen. Call today to receive your free career training literature.
Call 1-800-394-9922 for free literature on the one course of your choice. Call now.
Many considered Reggie White football's most devastating lineman.
He just was so dominant, it wasn't even funny.
His conservative Christian opinions, however, brought him a different kind of fame.
Homosexuality is a decision, it's not a race.
And made him a lightning rod for controversy.
If you want to hear some preaching, you should go to church.
Reggie White, Beyond the Glory, tomorrow at 8 on Empire.
Back in Detroit, 34-29, Buffalo leads at Fred McNair. 3 touchdown passes, but 2 interceptions, including this one just a moment ago in the 3rd quarter. He's back to pass. It is tipped by Bernard Williams. Eric Herron picks it off, and as we switch end zones right now going to the fourth quarter. The Detroit Fury, the host, could take the lead with a touchdown as Fred McNair commits his third turnover in the past 2 games.
7,141 here at the Palace of Auburn Hills. It's the home opener for the Detroit Fury, a team that dropped their first 2 games of the season on the road at Grand Rapids and then at Toronto. So they're trying to get their first win of the year. The Destroyers coming into this game with a home victory and a road loss last week against New York. Ricky Foggy at the line of scrimmage, 3 receivers to the near side. Foggy handoff straight ahead. Not much going there. They may have picked up a yard because big number 77, Jerry Crafts, was there. And now markers fly, and we got extracurricular activities. And punches may have been thrown. So hold everything now while the officials straighten this one out.
Arcal Trulac, last year's Arena Football League Rookie of the Year, incensed at some members of the Destroyers. He went to Cortland State, by the way, in New York, Jimmy, and had 8.5 sacks a year ago, but right now a little out of control. And we're going to find out because there are flags that might affect both sides. We've had a few of these confabs tonight.
Yeah, we have.
We seem to have one every game.
It never fails.
I'm not surprised.
Well, they got into it with Silas Demery. That's where it all began.
I think we may have a headbutt because I think Trulac headbutted the first.
We have offsetting foul.
Let's see here.
Unsportsmanlike on the offense, unsportsmanlike on the defense. Second down.
Well, that's a good way.
Happened after the play.
Yeah,
when you're not really sure, it's a good way to bail everybody out.
Trulac headbutted Silas Demery, and we saw the play on the replay there, and that's what the penalty was about. Trulac, a rookie last year, Rookie of the Year in the Arena Football League, headbutted Demery, a member of the all-rookie team, along with him while playing for the Carolina Cobras. And so they offset, so let's reshuffle the deck and go to 2nd and 4 once again, huh?
I don't think they're going to have much success running, trying to at least go up the middle against the condo, Jerry Krause.
8 penalties for 40 yards for Detroit right now. Buffalo 6 for 41.
It's a 34-29 advantage for Buffalo, and right now Detroit trying to bust into the end zone from 4 yards out and reclaim the lead. Leaving the motion man, Foggy rolls the near side, throws wide open into the end zone. It is Robert Flash Gordon, touchdown, Detroit.
Well, if you thought Robert Gordon was a flash in the pan in the first 2 weeks of the season because he wasn't involved in the offense, say hello to him this week in week number 3. The Destroyers having a tendency thus far through 3 games to make players and offenses that hadn't been producing much in the way of points and yardage do very well, and that's Gordon with the touchdown.
All right, Inuncio Blaché is on for the extra point try. He converted on his last one.
Yeah, but this is kind of not automatic. This is kind of an exciting thing because
it's an adventure. With the extra points, at least for Blaché, it has been so far in this game. Snap is good and set down. The kick is on the way, and he rifles it through. So with 13:35 to go in the game, the Fury now lead it by 2, 36-34 over Buffalo.
This is my bank.
This is my bank. This is my bank.
This is my bank.
This is my bank.
If you're looking for a bank that's everywhere you are, this is your bank. M&T.
Security. One of the main reasons you need a steel replacement door from DeGeorge. Stop by our showroom at 1049 Military Road and let our home improvement experts help you find the perfect door for your home budget. Our steel insulated doors are designed to provide maximum security and are energy efficient. DeGeorge also features the best security storm doors from Sugar Creek. All work is backed by a solid staff of qualified installers, no subcontractors.
Call DeGeorge for a free estimate. Since 1955, we go where you are, no matter how far.
Well, Well, Detroit now with a 2-point lead over Buffalo as we have 13:35 to go in the game. It's 36-34 Fury.
Yeah, Jim, the Destroyers' motto this year, finish strong, has been anything but. They've been outscored 49-19 in the fourth quarter through 3 games. Last week alone against New York, it was 29-7. So Ray Bentley's team has to try and turn that around to actually finish strong, and they trail it now by 2. Remember, McLaughlin did miss an extra point that would have given them a 3-point lead, but on the other side, Brachet's missed 2 extra points and 2 field goals.
All right, Brachet will indeed kick off now, and guess who's waiting? Number 1, Lamont Cooper. Line drive kick. It's going to be played off the net. Cooper's got it. Bring it out straight down the middle. He is hit as he crosses the 10-yard line and knocked down at the 12. And that is where the Destroyers offense will take over on this offensive series. Introducing magic numbers from the New York Lottery with 6 bonus areas and 4 chances to win up to $500,000 instantly. Maybe some money will magically appear for you. It's the New York Lottery magic numbers.
Well, this is where your veteran leadership has to come into play, Jim. From Cooper and James and Fred McNair at the throttle, you've got to have these guys deliver.
McNair to throw, looking for Cooper. He's got him wide open. He makes the catch at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Buffalo Destroyers. Lamont Cooper does it again.
I must say, I'm kind of beside myself how the Detroit Fury, who should have a big red X on the back of number 1 Lamont Cooper, could allow him to get, again, both of his touchdown receptions. He has been wide open.
Number 55.
Chuck Winters giving chase, but again, McNair with enough time to throw delivers it, and that's why I say McNair, even though he has the couple of interceptions, that 38-yard touchdown shows the efficiency of Fred McNair when pressed into it. He doesn't waste a lot of time. There's no 9-minute drives with the Destroyers.
And that means Steve McLaughlin is on for the extra point try, and in just 1 play, Buffalo reclaims the lead at 40-36, and they'd like to tack on 1 more right here. Bad snap. Kevin Mason gets it down. The kick is up and good. Kevin Mason with a bouncing football that rolled back to him with a bad snap from center, and it is up to the holder to get that ball turned around. The lace is correct, and then the kick was up and good. Destroyers now lead.
What does it mean to be a member of Independent Health? It means you have more power to manage your health care. Because now, every Independent Health member has vision benefits that include coverage for eye exams, lenses, even frames. So now you have more options for better eye care. Vision coverage from Independent Health, giving you the choice and control you expect from the quality coverage you depend on.
And now here comes team owner Terry Bradshaw and driver Kerry Earnhardt racing for their new sponsor, Supercuts.
Man, those Supercuts guys are good.
Supercuts. Racing never looks so good. For a Supercut, come see the trained stylists at Supercuts and follow driver Kerry Earnhardt this racing season.
Well, it's 41-36, but the extra point very important here, and Steve McLaughlin is thanking Kevin Mason right now for the yeoman's job that he did on a bad snap that rolled back to Mason, who got the ball down, set up, and the laces turned, so the extra point could be kicked through the uprights.
Shows the confidence that Ray Bentley has in Kevin Mason, even though he hasn't been put in too much as a receiver tonight because of the drop passes last week. Remember, he did return that 2-point conversion, and it is extremely important to have a quality guy to hold the ball on snaps, and Mason saved the play there.
Chuck Winters back to receive on the ensuing kickoff. McLaughlin drills it, and the whistles blow all over the field, and they say hold it, and the reason is a beach ball bounced out onto the playing surface. So we're going to have to do this one all over again.
Well, it was a sunny day here in Detroit.
Yes,
so
it was.
I think people, I don't know if they're quite sunbathing, but
will replay the kick.
And actually, that certainly hurts the Detroit cause because that was a returnable football, and maybe McLaughlin gets a chance now and boots it through the end zone like he's done 3 times already tonight, Jim, meaning there wouldn't be a return.
You know, Darryl Mouse Davis, the head coach of the Detroit Fury, is a guy steeped in football history. Here's a couple things for you. At Portland State in Portland, Oregon, he was the coach there. His quarterbacks were
Neil Lomax
and June Jones.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Who ended up being a coach with him, and now another ball has come out on the field.
Yeah, now Mouse Davis, here's another story, Bobby. Where was he in 1983-84?
Wasn't he with the Lions?
No, he was coaching the Houston Gamblers, and the quarterback was
Jim Kelly.
There you go. In the old USFL.
Hey, great shot there. Ray Bentley, they burst the ball, got the yard, he's whipping it around.
All right, we're ready to go now.
Ray looked like a linebacker there. He looked ticked.
Off the screen, Winters has got it in the end zone, trying to bring it out past the 5-yard line to the 10, and finally hauled down there. It's Thomas Bailey, the first guy to get him. Let's quickly go downstairs. Vermonte Bryant with a very special guest. B.
Well, we were talking football, Jim, but now time to slide over basketball with Detroit Pistons guard Chucky Atkins. Your team, Chucky, is advanced. Now you guys open up your 7-game series tomorrow against Boston, but you're watching Arena League football. What, it's sort of a break for you away from basketball?
Oh, no doubt. This is an opportunity for me to get away from basketball. You know, it's been a long season. It was a long first round, and, you know, just give me a chance to clear my mind before tomorrow's game.
Now, we've got a lot of viewers back in Buffalo who watch the Toronto Raptors. A surprise those guys took you to 5 games?
No, I'm not surprised. You know, Toronto is a team with, they got great pride. They play hard. They got some tough guys on their team. And I was just something that, you know, we kind of knew it was going to be tough. That's all we could do.
Thank you, Chuck. All right. Best of luck, Chucky Atkins, talking right over a touchdown by his hometown Arena League football team. Now back up to you guys in the booth.
All right, Vermonte, thank you. That's Shondell Tucker. They went deep. Ricky Foggy to Tucker, and it converts for a big-time touchdown of 39 yards on the play.
I like Chucky, but I don't want him on the air again. He brought quick look. That was an absolutely perfect strike from Foggy, because Corey Johnson had this coverage. He was draped all over his man, and that ball had only one place to go. Excuse me, correct that. That was Carlos James. He had perfect position, but the ball was thrown even more perfect, if that's possible.
That was terrific stuff that time, and a great catch by Tucker. And Detroit reclaims the lead. The extra point is up and good. We have 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to go on the game. It's the Fury 43, Destroyers 41.
When Perry's makes ice cream, they make it in the same small western New York town where Morton Perry started back in 1918. They use only fresh milk from local farms. The fresher the milk, the better the ice cream. And they create the unmistakably rich, creamy taste that is uniquely Perry's. It takes only a spoonful to know why people pick Perry's when they want the very best. 4 generations of the Perry family have continued this great tradition of quality. One taste, and it'll be your family's tradition, too.
Well, in a blink of an eye, Detroit has reclaimed the lead, and now it's become more of a shootout, Bob, and we expected this instead of 9-minute drives like we saw in the first half.
Yeah, the Destroyers played a terrific defense in the first half, holding the Fury to only 16 points. But here, this is what arena football is all about, back and forth scoring. And the Destroyers, for the 3rd week in a row, find themselves in a battle where the defense is going to have to come up. And if it can't, then the offense must score in every play. We're back to the same situation. But again, the Fury have the lead because of that second Fred McNair interception.
Well, Lamont Cooper once again is going to head back to receive the ensuing kickoff from Brachet. And you know that every time that Detroit kicks off, they fear the Cooper. Off the screen, Cooper's got it about 6 yards deep in the end zone to the near side. Now cuts it back, spins away from one tackler, and then he goes down. He thought he was going to break free, but he couldn't break free of number 53, Trulock, who you just talked about, Bobby, out of Cortland State.
Yeah, the young rookie a year ago, the rookie of the year. Hey, just hanging on for dear life until somebody else could help him. 2 touchdowns by the Detroit Fury thus far in the 4th quarter. We're going to take a look at it right here, and this is what's happening. Ricky Foggy going over the corner right there to Chuck Levy, and then this 39-yard bomb to Shondell Tucker. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. The Destroyers can't handle that.
All right, they give it off to Lamont Cooper, and Cooper now up near the first down marker, and now penalty markers fly. Bailey is getting into it right now with Kevin Scott from Detroit. And they have to separate the two players, so hold everything. That play may have gone for naught unless they have offsetting fouls.
Yep.
Nope, I think they have just indicated toward Detroit. And that'll be tacked on to the play by Cooper.
I think it's unsportsmanlike conduct against Detroit.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on number 3 on the defense. We'll add on 10 yards for the penalty. First down.
Well, that's Kevin Scott that we were just talking about, and the Buffalo Destroyers catch a big break. Hey, looking for that great Father's Day gift? Purchase a Destroyers Flex Pack for that special dad. You can call 881-4444. That's 881-4444 for more information about Buffalo Destroyers Flex Packs. Brett Cooper's the motion man as he goes straight up the middle. Time to throw. Over on the far side, Lamont Cooper had it and then had it knocked away. And I believe it was Heron over there, or was it Hunter? It was Torrey Hunter who came up with a defensive play.
Yeah, he's been the defensive MVP for the Fury without question in this game with a kickoff, a return of a botched onside kick, and then the interception. Hunter nailing Lamont Cooper into the boards, and the boards actually caused the fumble. It's kind of eerie compared to a week ago, Jim, where we're sitting about the same time left. Now look at Lamont Cooper's numbers. 375 total yards of offense and 4 touchdowns. The Destroyers are nowhere in this game without the exploits of little number 1.
And one is open. They go right to him at the 15-yard line, and Detroit breaks the tackle down to about the 12-yard line. More than enough yardage for a first down, and Buffalo is in business once again.
I mentioned eerie from a week ago, Jim, because basically a week ago at this time, same situation, except it was a tie score for the Destroyers and the Dragons, and that's when McNair had the fumbled snap. Right now, the Destroyers find themselves down 2 points. Without question, they need to get points on the board now. Again, time not a factor quite yet with 8.5 to go, but you can't come away without anything less than at least a field goal. The Destroyers thinking 6.
Thomas Bailey now, the wide receiver on the near side, is Lamont Cooper in the slot. Back to throw, they go to Bailey, wide open to the 5, dives into the end zone, touchdown, Buffalo! The Destroyers reclaim the lead.
Second touchdown of the night for Thomas Bailey. There's only been 2 guys scoring for the Destroyers, Lamont Cooper and Thomas Bailey. A 12-yard touchdown reception by Bailey, who, like the first time, dove into the end zone.
Are reporting as eligible receivers.
That's pretty good elevation. I give him a 6.3 on that dive for the end zone. Extra point try is on. McLaughlin again.
These extra points becoming very critical.
Very critical now. Kevin Mason again the holder. This time it is a good snap. The placement solid, and the kick is up and good by McLaughlin. 7:37 to go in the game. The Destroyers 48, the Fury 43, and Bailey is diving for 6.
Like every mother, I'm concerned about my family's health. Are they eating and drinking the right things? We've switched from drinking tap water with all those chemicals to spring water. Pure, natural Mayer Brothers spring water with fluoride.
It's important that growing children have fluoride in their diet to help develop strong and healthy teeth.
Mayer Brothers spring water with fluoride comes in quart bottles, gallons. Jason, don't drink out of the bottle.
Sorry, Mom.
And home delivery for our kitchen cooler.
Make it Mayer, naturally.
All right, everybody, we want to remind you, if you like what you're seeing right now, don't miss the Buffalo Destroyers' next telecast. Head coach Ray Bentley is going to lead his team to familiar surroundings, Grand Rapids, Michigan, to tangle with the defending Arena Bowl champion, Rampage. That's football, arena style, Saturday, May 25th, 7:30. You can find it right here on the Empire Sports Network.
The Destroyers' problems have been well chronicled in the 4th quarter. Coming into the game, outscored 42-19 in the 4th. This one right now, though, Jim, 4 total possessions, 2 for each team with touchdowns. So it's really going to come down to who has the ball last almost, I think.
All right, on the ensuing kickoff, Winters has got it deep in the end zone, about 8 yards deep. Past the 5-yard line, got to see him at the 15, trying to go all the way. Finally, is he hauled out of bounds? He is, and Steve McLaughlin, the kicker, who will save a touchdown at the Buffalo Destroyers' 16-yard line.
Yeah, but he got face painted pretty well by Jeff Winters on that return. He took a lot of hand to the face and the mouth, but he stuck his face in there.
42-yard kickoff return by Chuck Winters as he broke it to the outside. McLaughlin just hanging on
But
for
he hung
dear
on,
life.
that's right. He says he doesn't mind the contact. Well, he got plenty of it right there by one of the toughest hitters on the Fury team.
That means Ricky Foggy's back in business at the 16-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers. Back to throw. Got a man open on the far side. It's caught. It's Flash Gordon. Breaks the tackle. Then is spun around and dropped by Thomas Bailey as he crosses the 10. It'll be about the 8, maybe the 6. No, they're going to mark it the 7-yard line. One official had it one place and the other had it the other. And it'll be not enough yardage for a first down.
It's funny, we had a conversation before the game with the former defensive end of the Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions, Al Bubba Baker, does the radio color commentary here for the Fan in Detroit. And he said he is amazed at the athleticism of these players to be able to play one side of the football, turn right around and play the other side. Bailey right there, Levy, the list goes on and on. Carlos James, these are great athletes and well-conditioned.
Chuck Levy's the motion man. Foggy looking, still looking, has plenty of time now, has to throw it into the end zone intended for Gordon, but solid coverage that time by Brett Cooper, and the pass was not near Gordon, although he is complaining that he was held, but there was no flag on the play.
Corey Johnson on the other side as well, but we'll take a look. Here comes Levy. He's going to cut towards the middle, and Corey Johnson is all over him, trying to knock the ball away if it's thrown. On the other side, I got to tell you, Brett Cooper got away with a defensive hold because he was hanging on to a lot of blue and purple jersey, and the official was standing right there and didn't call it, so I think they got away with one.
Under 6 minutes to go in the game. It's 48-43. Buffalo leads, but Detroit is hanging out at the 7-yard line of the Destroyers. They lob it into the end zone all alone. Robert Gordon, touchdown, Detroit.
Offensive specialist with over 1,600 receiving yards and 42 touchdowns a season ago. Robert Gordon pretty much held in check through the first 2 games with only a single score, but he's got a couple today, and they don't get any easier than that.
Brachet is on for the extra point try. Flash Gordon looking good there. And the kick is up and good. 5:01 to go. It's a 2-point Detroit lead now. And this one, Bobby, I think you're right. Whoever has the ball last has a chance to win it.
The flash man doing his job. Robert Gordon. Once again, Gordon. 5'10", I should say, 190-pounder out of Nebraska, Omaha. His second season, third season, I should say, actually, 2 years under his belt.
I want to know where Wisconsin Whitewater is.
I think when I get home, I'm going to check my Rand McNally Atlas.
That's where Ty Grovestein went to school. I've known a lot of schools in Wisconsin. I've never heard of Wisconsin Whitewater.
What I'm going to find out is if you can major in whitewater rafting, because if you can, that might be a place to go. Just like a week ago when we were in New York on the island, a lot of folks here, the crowd we announced, very excited because their football team has the lead. Again, 3 weeks in a row, the Destroyers are in a dogfight against a team the previous week that frankly didn't play that well, especially offensively. And the man we're looking at right there, Lamont Cooper, if he's not in this football game, the Destroyers don't even have a prayer.
All right, once again, it is the kickoff for Detroit 2. Lamont Cooper of the Buffalo Destroyers. On the way, it's a line drive kick. Cooper can't field it off the screen. It bounces around. It's loose in the end zone. Now you just have to fall on it, and Brett Cooper does that. So the ball will move out and be spotted at the 5-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers. And that is one way, Bob, to take the play away from Lamont Cooper.
All right, the Detroit Fury have put together what amounted to be a game-leading drive right now. And it begins with a 42-yard kickoff return by a local product here, former Michigan linebacker Chuck Winters. It's a touchdown-saving tackle right there by the kicker, Steve McLaughlin. And then Ricky Foggy finding Robert Gordon for a nice gain. And then he caps it off right here. 7 yards, wide open, long coverage. And it's 50-48 Detroit.
McNair throws. Got a man wide open on the far side. It's Brett Cooper. He fumbles the football. Did it fumble out of bounds? Yes, they did.
They are very
very lucky.
Because I believe the football bounced out of bounds and hit the wall. Otherwise, it's a free ball. And it looked as though, I got to tell you, it looked as though Brett Cooper was purposely trying to fumble the football forward. Almost like a lateral.
We have a forward fumble out of bounds. By rule, we'll bring it back to the spot of the fumble. It'll be a first down.
All right, it's still enough yardage, and you're absolutely right. The Buffalo Destroyers got very, very lucky. Cooper's wide open. He stumbles initially and then takes off, and then is hit by Chuck Levy from behind, loses the football. It rolls forward, and just by chance rolls out of bounds.
If Ray Bentley doesn't use Just for Men hair coloring, he might have to after that play. He grew about 100 gray hairs on that one.
Cooper is the motion man in the slot on the near side. Back to throw, over the middle, behind, and a penalty marker is tossed into the air. The pass intended for Thomas Bailey. It went incomplete, but hold everything. The flag is at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, finger pointing from Chachere towards the Detroit Fury, but it is a hold, but it's a defensive hold.
And it will be marked off, and the Destroyers once again getting lucky in the penalty department.
Holding. Hold the defense. An illegal defense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty on number 99. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
That's the third time we have called Troy Senkowicz's name, say that fast 6 times, tonight.
Yeah, and one of the previous ones was when he was trying to call the signal, the snap count.
Exactly.
This one, Senkiewicz right here. All right, and right at the line, it's a defensive hold. And so it becomes a first down for the Destroyers. The Destroyers trail by 2, 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go. And again, they've got a 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line of the opposition. So, I mean, everything is set for the Destroyers if they can just maintain possession and move the football down the field.
We have a correction. Holding foul is a 10-yard penalty. Penalized 10 yards.
Automatic first down. Yeah, that's it right there. I was curious about that, but then I was questioning myself, Bob. Maybe I didn't understand the call correctly.
Yeah, and it actually moved to the 19-yard line, so they pick up a couple more yards. Clock's running right again. Almost just about 4 minutes to play.
Thomas Bailey to the far side, in the slot, and in motion is Brett Cooper. Back to throw, they go over the middle. It's tapped in the line of scrimmage and then knocked away. Chuck Levy once again in his linebacker position, just past the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag on the play, and this time it's going to be against the Buffalo Destroyers, and it will be a holding penalty.
And it looks like Chachere was shaken up on that particular play, so...
Holding. Number 69 with a takedown. 10 yards, still first down.
That's Jerry Sharp, who gets called out of Syracuse, a 7-year veteran of the Arena Football League.
Jerry Sharp in the center.
Oh, he just tackled him.
He just knocked, yeah, absolutely. And again, they would have declined that had they been able to pick off the interception. So Destroyers find themselves going backwards. But they still have possession, which is key, Jim. This is where the team has not finished strong the previous, at least last week.
Back to throw. McNair goes short over the middle. It's Lamont Cooper. He dives at the 15-yard line. And maybe to the 14, depending on the spot of the ball. Nope, they move it back to where his knee hit at the 15.
Yeah, but he picked up a big chunk of yardage to get it back, so it's a lot easier second down right now. And again, the clock continues to run. A week ago, the Destroyers found themselves in position to win the game, had the turnover, and they've been lucky on this drive thus far that they didn't lose the ball once again. So this is when you find out, you know, what you paid for all this high-priced talent's got to come and deliver for you.
From the 15, it'll be second down and about 7 for a first down. This time it is Thomas Bailey who will make the catch, and I believe he's got enough yardage for the first down, knocked down at the 7-yard line of the Detroit Fury.
Yeah, he absolutely does. He's also realizing now, like his buddy Lamont Cooper, that he's got to hold on to the football. So after the catch, both hands wrapped around the ball tightly, because you got to know the Fury's going to be trying to strip that football away.
Well, this is what it's all about. Down to 2:45 to play in the game. It's a 2-point Detroit lead.
The Fury only lost 2 of 7 home games a year ago, Jim, and they're looking for their first win of the season tonight.
All 3 receivers to the far side. Lamont Cooper in motion. Back to throw. McNair throws it behind. Brett Cooper. Did he make a one-handed catch? no, dropped it after he was hit by Torrey Hunter once again.
Yeah, and that ball got brought back by his arm almost around into the hands of Torrey Hunter. That's a dangerous pass. And it was behind the receiver. Almost a great catch.
He would have hauled that in if he would have gotten hit on the play.
What a great concentration on the part of Brett Cooper.
And Torrey Hunter's been splendid defensively tonight for Detroit.
He's been their man. He's accounted for 12 points himself.
From the 7-yard line, it's second goal for Buffalo. Back to throw. McNair looking. Now he's under pressure. Has to get rid of it and throws it into the seats. Big number 98, Marvin Thomas out of Memphis, a first-year player, took McNair down hard, and he unloaded it before he was tackled.
Well, it creates a 3rd and 7, Jim.
Well, a field goal gives you the lead here, Bob, but you'd certainly like to get into the end zone.
Yeah, because, again, that minute 33 is a lot different in the Arena Football League than it is in the NFL.
Yes, it is.
The quarterback was out of the pocket, therefore there's no intentional grounding. 3rd down.
Yeah, I wondered if they were going to ask about that. I'm sure Miles Davis and his staff were irate about that.
All right, set to go. McNair is up under center. Lamont Cooper in the motion on the far side of the field. Back to throw. Time into the end zone. He had to throw it away. McNair was under pressure again. He wanted to go to Lamont Cooper in the corner, but there was double coverage over there that time on Lamont Cooper.
And I think you almost have to go for the field goal right now.
Yes, you do. You got to get the points.
You've got one of the most accurate kickers, the guy that led the league in scoring as a kicker last year, Steve McLaughlin. No chance, and McNair on that play did the right thing. Just air it out over Cooper, but make sure it can't be
We'll go to the 1-minute timing rule. Each team has 3 timeouts. 3 timeouts for Buffalo, 3 timeouts for Detroit. Reporting eligible, number 65, number 55. 1-minute timing rule.
All right, we're set to go now with the field goal opportunity. As Steve McLaughlin is on, it is Fred McNair who had a drive going, but then had to give up the football a couple of times because of heavy rushes and guys covered.
It's going to be 25 yards, Jim. And that's what you pay McLaughlin for, too.
That's correct. Kevin Mason once again the holder. It's a solid snap this time. Kick on the way. He missed it to the left side. Now you can run it back, but immediately they downed it. It was fielded off the screen by Kevin Scott. So McLaughlin, an opportunity to give Buffalo the lead, misses to the left side, and we have 54 seconds left in this game.
You know, he's the guy. It was the right call. You might have questioned the onside kick that Ray Bentley had early in the fourth or third quarter, I should say. But you did the right thing here. McLaughlin generally money. He hits the inside iron. It's only 8.5 feet wide, and even from 25 yards out, that still looks pretty small. He kicked it right to that iron.
Well, now the defense is really going to have to come alive. Remember, the Destroyers do have 3 timeouts for themselves, but the clock will also stop on incomplete passes as well.
Yeah, this is where you need to have somebody step up big, Jim. You absolutely have to have it.
That's a pass, and it's caught on the near side here by Chuck Levy right near the stakes at the 12-yard line. And they say that he was out of bounds, so that will stop the clock at 47 seconds. And now the Destroyers will call time. That is their first timeout with 1 minute left to go in the game. An M&T Bank timeout here on the Empire Sports Network and WNSA Radio. M&T, all the bank you'll ever need.
So the frustrations mounting for head coach and general manager Ray Bentley. 3 turnovers in the football game, or a couple, I should say. 2 interceptions by Fred McNair, and now a missed field goal. There was also a missed extra point earlier, but then again, that would have only been 1, so they still would have been trailing. But you had your guy there. That's what Steve McLaughlin was brought in here for. It's almost inexplicable that he would miss basically a chip shot field goal from 25 yards, but now the defense, as you said, Jim, has to somehow try and find a way to stop this Fury team from getting another first down.
47 seconds remaining in the game. It'll be a first down for the Fury at their own 12-yard line. remember now, you have to advance the ball in the Arena Football League. You just cannot take a knee. Foggy throws, and it's incomplete on the far side. He wanted to go to Flash Gordon at about the 20-yard line, so that will stop the clock.
Yep. That's what the Destroyers have to hope for. They've got to stop that clock and get a chance to get back. Again, it's only a 2-point lead, so if they can get the ball back and obviously try and get in a position either to get 6 or at least get McLaughlin back on to try and redeem himself. Because you can't lay it all on the kicker, however, because he hasn't played, you know, but that's what he's in the position for to do. His job is to make extra points and field goals.
Second down from the 12-yard line. Again, back to throw. Foggy, a little under pressure. Now he wants to go deep, looking for Gordon. Gordon can't come up with a catch as both players fall hard into the end zone. Coverage by Corey Johnson. He was running stride for stride with Gordon.
Yeah, I have been impressed with the defensive secondary of the Destroyers tonight. Even though they have surrendered some points, they have played much closer coverage on these receivers. A couple of the touchdowns were wide open, but basically, and that was just, you know, we're talking a couple of steps right there. Foggy in the 39-yard touchdown pass a little bit earlier in the game. Put it right there. This one just a little too long. Well, 3rd and 10, Jim, from the 12.
Well, this is what you can't ask anything more from your defense. Now they have to come up right here with a big play.
Oh, you got to, yeah, right. You got to ask it on this play. This is the one. They got to get the football back.
Foggy again back to throw. Looking to go to the far side. Got a man wide open. It's Chuck Levy as he crosses midfield into Buffalo Destroyer territory. It is Corey Johnson who makes the stop. And more than enough yardage for the first down with 29 seconds remaining. And the Buffalo Destroyers will call time. And that could be the killer play that will do in the Destroyers tonight.
Yeah, Levy broke off his pattern, found a hole in the zone right there along the sidelines. Ran to a spot Foggy delivered, and you talk about delivering clutch. Mouse Davis told us before the game during this M&T Bank timeout that he needed his veteran quarterback to prove that he could still play in this league. And I think Foggy has definitely done that tonight, Jim.
Well, Buffalo in 2 road games has been in position to take the lead as time was running down. Last week against New York, a crucial fumble by Fred McNair. And now tonight, the missed field goal, which would have given the Destroyers a 1-point lead with less than a minute to play. And so now it is the Fury in control with 29 seconds remaining and the Destroyers with only 1 timeout left.
And it takes away from an otherwise spectacular performance once again by Lamont Cooper. Nearly 400 total yards of offense in this football game, which I guarantee you is more than the entire offense of the Fury at this point. But 400 yards of offense and 4 touchdowns doesn't mean anything when you come up with an L, and this could be the 2nd straight for the Destroyers on the road. They were trying to build off that first win at home.
Foggy now he's just going to throw it away into the seats. He ran a good 7, 9, 8 seconds off the clock just by doing that. Sprinted all the way back to his 10-yard line and waited for the rush to finally arrive and then just threw it away.
In the NFL, I've seen quarterbacks and kickers, Jim, but then kind of meander around a little bit to run that clock time down. And that's exactly what Foggy did. He said he doesn't care right now if it's a 1-point lead or a 20-point lead.
The only good thing is that it stops the clock. And the Destroyers do not have to use their final timeout. 2nd and 10 now. From the 22-yard line, Foggy throws. Got his man. He dropped it. It was right in the hands of the wide receiver, Gordon, that time, and he dropped it. So that automatically stops the clock. So now we're to 3rd down once again.
Yep, 3rd and 10. For the Detroit Fury, Mouse Davis talking it over with Foggy. He slung it again, sidearmed this one right in the hands of Gordon, who's been really sure-handed tonight, but he wasn't able to hang on to it. Had he caught the football, he would have been dealt with severely, I believe, by Dwayne Carpenter. But here it is again, another chance for the Destroyers to stop, Jim.
All right, it's a big 3rd down. Remember, they still have 1 timeout remaining. The motion man is Gordon in the slot on the near side. Back to throw. Foggy has time, now throws it into the end zone. Gordon is there. He can't make the catch. It bounded off the screen and then fell harmlessly to the turf. If it would have been caught by a Buffalo Destroyer, you could have turned and gone the other way.
Yeah, they were coming up for that ball too, Jim. You're right. They actually lucked out. as far as the Fury's concerned. So now
Buffalo will call their final timeout. Nope, they have an injured player instead. It's an injured player down on the field. It's Marvin Thomas, the big offensive defensive tackle out of Memphis for Detroit.
Well, this actually is a help to the Destroyers because, as you mentioned, they don't have to use that final timeout. And 12 seconds is all that remains in this football game. It's a 4th and 10 for the Fury. And are they going to try and go for it? Are they going to try that field goal attempt?
Well, I think they should kick.
Yep.
Because right now, if you don't go for it and you don't run out the clock, Buffalo gets it, and all they need is a field goal to win.
Now if you kick the field goal, it forces the Destroyers to get a touchdown. So Jim just fell out of the booth. No, I'm only kidding. He's still here.
Hey, the next Buffalo Destroyer home game set for Saturday. It's May 11th, 7 o'clock at the downtown arena against the Detroit Fury. That's right. They're going to play this team back-to-back. Good seats are still available. Here's the phone number, 881-4444. 881-4444 for the tickets. All right, they will go for it and try to run out the clock. Back to throw. Under pressure, Foggy's got his man over the middle. No, it goes out of bounds. And no markers. And we have 5 seconds remaining in this game, and the ball is going to be placed near midfield for the Buffalo Destroyers. So and that is a makeable field goal right there for Steve McLaughlin if you decide to kick.
Well, you got to go for it because you don't know if you're going to have time for another play. McLaughlin with a chance to redeem himself. Certainly a much longer field goal.
Number 65, number 55 are reporting as eligible receivers on the field goal attempt.
See, I would have kicked that ball. That would have taken away the opportunity for a field goal to win. Steve McLaughlin will have a chance to win this football game. He had missed a 25-yarder previously, which would have given Buffalo the lead.
Detroit, that's their first charge timeout.
And now the Detroit Fury will take their first timeout within 1 minute left to go in this game. It is an M&T Bank timeout once again.
All right, we're going to take a look at the field goal miss of a few moments ago by Steve McLaughlin. Kevin Mason had the hold. The snap was good, but the ball directly goes to the left iron. It was that close between a point lead for the Destroyers and a 2-point deficit that they currently sit at. So McLaughlin, once again, we mentioned the leading kicker in the Arena Football League a year ago with the Nashville Cats, 152 points. None of that matters right now. They're looking for a simple 3. The Destroyers had their hearts broken a week ago on a turnover. Now they get a chance to redeem themselves. This is a long kick, but this guy can make this kick. He's done it before, Jim. What was that? Did you see that?
Some of the Buffalo, or some of the Detroit Fury were over talking about McLaughlin.
Came over and touched his leg. He actually touched his kicking leg.
Yeah.
We needed Jack Lambert out there to slam that guy down.
Timeout. Detroit, that's their second charge timeout.
Oh, well, really making them think of it.
Well, they should. I mean, that's what Ray Bentley did at the end of the first half. He called 3 straight timeouts. I'd do the same thing. He's 3 of 5 in tonight's contest. His longest is 42.
And this one is going to be... This would be the longest field goal of the night for him. This is going to be about 44 yards, Jim. And again, that 8.5 feet wide net that he has to kick into really shrinks up when you're back that many yards.
Well, if you like what's going on right now, you're going to like the next Destroyers telecast. It's against the defending Arena Football League champion, Grand Rapids Rampage. It is set for Saturday, May 25th, 7:30, right here on Empire. At the 23-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers, Mason will set the ball down at the 16, and now, just as they line up, Mouse Davis, the head coach of Detroit,
that's their third and final timeout.
Will call the third and final timeout as they really try to make McLaughlin stay out there on the field. And it's an M&T Bank timeout. I mean, hey, Mouse is no fool here. He's been in this league before, Bob. He knows how the rules are played, and this is the way that you play.
You know what's amazing? My hands have got a little bit of the moisture going, you know that?
Bob, you just stay over there, okay?
Okay, Jim. Hey, you know what, though? If you want dramatic finishes,
this is it.
This is it.
It's just like being at the free throw line at a college basketball game or the NBA game where they try to ice you with a timeout. All right, we're just about ready now. They cannot call timeout. 5.4 seconds from the 23-yard line, spotted back at the 16-yard line of the Buffalo Destroyers. Steve McLaughlin on to try to win. Kevin Mason will handle the snap. It's a good snap. It's down. Kick is on the way. It's up. It is wide left. Off the screen. Ball is loose. It's a free ball. It's still a free ball. And finally it is down at about the 1-yard line. Recovered by Detroit. And the game is over.
That's the end of the ball game.
Wow. They missed it wide left. And the Buffalo Destroyers almost came up with a loose football.
Game over.
Kevin Mason had his hands on it. I think Chachere was there as well. And they just couldn't come up with a solid control of the football and run it into the end zone. And the Buffalo Destroyers will lose to Detroit in a truly exciting finish by 2 points at 50-48.
As soon as the ball came off his foot, you could see it hooking to the left. He wants, at that point, if you're going to try your draw as the place kicker, you've got to draw it in from farther right. And the instant he hit the ball, it was headed left.
A very difficult night for Steve McLaughlin. 2 chances to try to win the game, and he couldn't get it accomplished. We're coming right back, everybody. It is 50-48. Detroit beats Buffalo tonight.
What does it mean to be a member of Independent Health? It means you have more power to manage your health care. Because now, every Independent Health member has vision benefits that include coverage for eye exams, lenses, even frames. So now you have more options for better eye care. Vision coverage from Independent Health, giving you the choice and control you expect from the quality coverage you depend on.
Who's got a $5 bill? You got one, man? Do me a favor. Take this pen, write your name on that $5 bill. Your initials. Perfect. 1, 2. Whoa. A magic numbers instant game from New York Lottery. Go ahead, scratch it. Hey, can you do me a favor? Could you put your briefcase there for me? It's cool, I promise. The magic numbers card goes in. Here we go. Check it out. That's 500 grand. Now, you know how I know it's yours? Because look, amongst the hundreds, look, it's a $5 bill with your name on it, man. See that?
Every time you buy something, you're taking a chance. Now, beat the odds with Consumer Reports. Let America's #1 test center bring you brand-named ratings and recommendations. Call now. Get 13 issues, including the famous auto issue. Only $26. If not satisfied, cancel and own nothing. And as a bonus with your paid subscription, you'll get How to Clean Practically Anything, plus the Buying Guide 2002.
Call now, 800-453-1212.
Tired of sitting through the weather report to get your sports news? Why wait when there's the Empire Sports Report? Tune in every night at 6 and 10:30 for a full half hour of scores, highlights, and breaking news. Josh Mora, Brinson Bryant, and Jim Basco bring you the latest news on the Bills, Sabres, and all your favorite teams. If you want the weather, look outside. But if you want the most comprehensive scores and highlights, check out the Empire Sports Report. Tonight at 10:30 on Empire Sports Network.
It's all over in Detroit. Fury 50, Destroyers 48. Buffalo suffers its second straight defeat this season. Let's go down to the field and Brinson Bryant. B.
Thank you, Jim. I'm joined now by the head coach of the Destroyers, Ray Bentley. Ray, you've been saying all week that we've got to make plays to win the games. It's obvious you didn't make the plays down the stretch, but did you still feel like your team was doing enough to put itself in a position to win the game?
Oh, we were in the position to win the game twice. You know, we missed 2 field goals at the end, and those would be, you know, the winning margin. So it's a huge disappointment, a heartbreak, and that's just the nature of this game. So we'll simply rally the troops and get ourselves ready, and we get to play this bunch at home again next week, and I believe the outcome will be different.
Even more disappointing in terms of the moves you made in the offseason and bringing Steve McLaughlin in. You had so much trouble last year in your kicking game, and now when you really, really needed it, it couldn't come through. That's got to be even more disappointing.
Steve McLaughlin is the best kicker in the league. I don't really care about what happened here. I mean, I care, obviously, but that doesn't change my opinion on Steve McLaughlin. He's going to win a lot of games for us before this thing is over, so I'm not not down on Steve McLaughlin. I'm not going to point a finger at Steve McLaughlin. We had a lot of other opportunities that we didn't cash in on, and that's the way my football team will feel about it, too. I guarantee you we'll lift Steve back up.
Surprised Mouse Davis didn't go for a field goal there late?
Yeah, I thought that was curious, but hey, it worked out for him.
Lamont Cooper, great game. Your thoughts on his game? I mean, it was obvious.
Yeah, it was time to unleash Lamont, and he certainly went and had a great ball game, and you'll see more of that throughout the year. He's going to be one heck of a player for us, a very exciting guy to watch.
Coach, thank you. We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
Head coach Ray Bentley now. We'll be back with more as the Destroyers lose their second straight on the road here on Empire and WNSA 107.7 FM.
The stars snap like distant coyotes beyond the moon. And the pine trees make little noise, sudden and stealthy, as if they were walking about. And the place heaves with ghosts. It is the ghosts one misses most. The ghosts there of the Rocky Mountains, that never go beyond the timber, and that linger like the animal round the spring water. I know them, they know me. We go well together. D.H. Lawrence.
New Mexico's beauty has inspired countless souls. Listen closely. Its legends are calling. Put yourself in a state of enchantment. Call for your free New Mexico vacation guide.
You can become a distributor of the country's best-selling government money books. They're my books. I've written over 100, and I've sold millions. I can set you up in a home-based business that's fun, easy, and helps other people. You can make a bunch of money at this, and it costs less than a couple of nights out in the town. But listen, I need your help, because I can't keep up with demand for my books. You can do it full-time, part-time, with a computer, without a computer. You even get your own website. I give you an easy turnkey operation. As a distributor of my books, you can start using all your energy and talent, just like I do. And you can start showing others how to tap into government freebies, and even get paid doing it, just like I do. Call now, but only call if you want to help others and you want to have some fun. Life is too short, and I only want to work with people who want to have fun.
Call and find out how you, too, can start making money in the information economy, and ask about our free government grants book.
Final score from the Palace of Auburn Hills, just outside of Detroit. The Fury 50 and the Buffalo Destroyers 48. And Buffalo now goes to a 1-2 record as they open the year with a win at home and then drop 2 road games back-to-back to New York and now against Detroit.
And the exact reverse for the Fury, Jim, who dropped their first 2 on the road and came home and won a football game. And as we get a chance to take a look at some final numbers, I'll tell you this. The Buffalo Destroyers slogan for this season is finish strong. And unfortunately, for 2 straight weeks, I think you scrap those T-shirts and you just play hard 60 minutes. The stats that we see right here, relatively even. You see the passing yardage. You see the total yards, despite the fact, especially in the first half, the Fury had a 2-to-1 advantage in terms of time of possession. But the big number always is, in this football game, it's turnovers. The Destroyers had 3 of them, none for the Fury, and that proved the difference.
Absolutely, Bob. And a very interesting and curious thing took place just before the kick by Steve McLaughlin, and we're going to show it to you one more time if you're watching on television.
Yeah, and what it is, it's between the second and third timeout. Calvin Kinney, the big 6'7", 278-pound offensive defensive lineman, watch, he touches, like a whammy, touches the kicking leg, the right kicking leg of Steve McLaughlin, just to kind of put the hex on him, and obviously it worked. He had already missed the 25-yarder. This would have been a 44-yarder. 2 chances to get that final point. The Destroyers would have been able to win the game by a single point. Instead, they lose by 2, and it's a heartbreaker.
All right, here's what's coming now for the Buffalo Destroyers. They will see this same Detroit Fury team next week. It's a radio game only at the downtown arena in Buffalo. Once again, Detroit in town. And then on May 18th, another home game against Toronto. Then they're on the road against the defending Grand Rapids Rampage, the defending Arena Football League champions. June 1st, San Jose. June 8th, New York. 4 of the next 5 games will be played in Buffalo downtown at the arena. Well, Bob, I guess that you have to say that once you go on the road, things always seem to mount up against you. And for the Buffalo Destroyers, we saw it in both games. In New York with the fumble by Fred McNair, and now here in Detroit with the 2 missed kicks by Steve McLaughlin.
Quickly, 2 things to focus on for Ray Bentley and his team. 1, cut down on penalties, allowing the other team to keep the ball alive on their drives, and obviously cut down on turnovers. 3 tonight, 1 big one last week, directly resulting in the Destroyers' loss tonight.
Final score in this game, the Detroit Fury 50 and the Buffalo Destroyers 48. The Detroit 50 and the Buffalo Destroyers now with 1-2 records. Empire Sports Network of Destroyers football continues on Saturday. That's May 25th at 7:30. They travel to Grand Rapids to meet the Rampage. And WNSA radio coverage continues next Saturday at the arena downtown with a rematch of tonight's contest at 7 o'clock. Coming up next on Empire, the Sports Report. For Bravante Bryant, Bob Trimble, I'm Jim Brinson. Good night, everybody, from the Palace of Auburn Hills.